This is actually insane. Wow. I would actually cry. Like these windows, that's nice. Okay, we're ready now. I got my coffee and we're good to go. It's my second coffee of the day, so that's fine. Usually I have coffee in the morning and then I have like an energy drink in the afternoon. I really love Alani Nu, which that's besides the point. Hi you guys, welcome. My name is Sarah Gregoire and I'm 24 years old. If you clicked on this video, obviously you are interested in the apartments and possibly Boston area, whatever. Maybe you just like watching apartment tours on YouTube, which I also love watching. So just a quick background, I don't obviously know, I don't owe anyone to know like my situation, but in case you guys are wondering, I currently live in California and I'm thinking of going to the East Coast for all of next year. My boyfriend lives over there and we've been doing long distance for like 3 years and we're over that. He goes to school there and plays hockey there. I am currently working. I graduated last year and I do this for fun, YouTube, and then I also share like my outfits and lifestyle on Instagram as well. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. That's my situation, and I went and visited my boyfriend 2 weeks ago. Actually, it was only a week ago. I just got back a week ago. Sorry I keep looking over there. My dog is over there and I don't know if he's gonna bark or if I'm gonna have to let him outside. He likes to sit outside on the deck, so we'll see what happens with all of that. Maybe he'll take a nap, hopefully. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was over there a week ago and I wanted to go tour apartments in Boston. One, because I potentially want to live there, and two, I've never been to Boston, so I was like, I better go and make sure I like the city before I try to move there. So long story short, we toured these apartments, we saw some of the city. We were supposed to go 2 different days. I had a bunch of apartment tours lined up within the city and just outside of it, but we ended up only being able to go 1 day, so I had to like cut it down to only so many because we were only going to be there 1 day, and obviously it takes some time to tour apartments, drive around, parking, that's a whole thing. So we ended up looking at apartments mostly in like South End or Southie because I was told that that's like where a lot of people in their 20s are, maybe like post-grad. There's coffee shops, restaurants, gyms, and like cool like fitness centers, which is what I wanted. That's where we went, and I'll kind of take you guys along, and that's where all these are. Also, before we like get into it, I do want to mention I'm not gonna like say what the apartment buildings are called, just for like in case I live in these places, which you'll kind of see my opinion of the city as we get going probably. It's a great city, but I am not even sure if that's where I'm gonna be. My boyfriend lives in Newport, Rhode Island, so I might just be closer to him because it's a whole thing when you live in a city, especially with a dog. Parking's another thing. But yeah, if you are interested in any of these apartment buildings and want to know like names and details, you guys can shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll have my Instagram down below. It's Sarah_Gregoire, and you could just ask me like what was that first apartment called or whatever, if you want to know like details, and you can shoot me a DM, and if I feel safe enough to tell you, I will. So that's the situation on that, and let's get into apartment number 1. Honestly, I think my favorite, now that I've looked at all of them. Are you gonna come hang out with us? Come on. Okay, maybe he'll just chill. And I think it was my favorite after going to all of them. It was absolutely beautiful, you guys. The units that we went and saw, we saw 2 of them, but I think I just filmed in 1 of them because they looked basically the same. They were not facing like where direct sunlight would come in, at least like when we were there. I think we were there at like 10 o'clock in the morning, so maybe at night. But one of the buildings, it was like you could see another building like right across, so you probably wouldn't get a ton of light. So that's like huge for me. I want light in there, but the actual unit itself was beautiful. It was pretty small, like one of the smaller units that I saw, but Everything was like brand new, washer and dryer in unit, which is something I want. I want washer and dryer in unit. I want like new appliances. I want to feel safe in the building, and like fitness studio, some amenities. So it had literally checked all of the boxes. But if I did end up getting a place there, I would want to be very specific about which way my windows are facing in the unit that I get, which will be every single apartment that I look at. And when I actually end up like getting one, I'm gonna be very picky about that because I want good lighting in my place, and I don't want to be like a dungeon, and if I'm paying that much money, I want to. But you guys, the fitness studio was insane. It had like a view of like the city. They had it like upstairs. I think it was like the second to the highest level in the building or something. I don't, maybe not, but the fitness studio was absolutely insane. And then they had like this like lounge area that was like the top floor. Beautiful. You could see the city, the skyline. It was so pretty. And then they had like a deck on the top that has like outdoor seating. You can grill out there, and then they also had a pool out there. So it was insane, and if I was gonna choose, I'd probably choose that one at this time. And I do believe they actually had parking like with, I don't know if it costs extra, they never told me that, but I want to say it's in the rent, which is huge because in Boston you usually have to pay for parking, either like on the street parking passes I believe they have, or if your apartment has like a parking garage that you can pay for, which I think is so stupid because if it's the apartment complexes, why would you have to pay another so much, you know? But let's get into this video, and here it is. Alright, so apartment number 2. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, number 2. Oh my gosh, you guys. If I could choose this one, I would choose this one. And if you were living with like someone else, I think you could actually afford it. I mean, if you have like a full-time job, obviously. Not if you're like a college student, I guess. But living by yourself, very, very expensive. It was insane. Probably the most beautiful apartment I've ever been in, honestly. It was like one of the tallest buildings in Boston, and the view from the room that we looked at was actually insane. We were like, they purposely have people come to this specific unit because it was like a view of like the city and like the road and a bridge, and it was insane. I was like, I can't imagine being able to like wake up to this. There was a huge island in the unit. The bathrooms had like, they were insane. You guys, it felt like I was at like a luxury hotel. And then the fitness studio in there was also beautiful, and they had a lounge area up on like the top floor as well, and a pool, like colder there most of the time. What I was confused about is why these places don't have like hot tubs, because that would be amazing. You could use that all year round. So I don't know why. This one had a dog park actually like outside of its building, but it was insane the amount of money that it was. Like, unless again if you had someone to live with, like a significant other, that you could just do half of the price, then it would maybe be doable. But for this unit, the parking garage that they have a parking garage, and it's an extra $400 a month. I was like, excuse me, extra 400? Some people pay like $400 a month, like if you have roommates for an apartment. So that's annoying, very annoying, because you're already paying an arm and a leg basically for just to live. So, but again, if you don't have like a car, you wouldn't have to worry about that because it's like in the city, like you could walk to work or whatever, like if it's nearby. So I'll show you guys that one right now. This is actually insane. We'll take a break real quick. Okay, we'll see if it's charged enough to keep going. Also, yeah, I changed my shirt because I brought Otis out for a walk and it's like 80 degrees here. So I was like gonna wear a long sleeve out there. But anyways, what are we on? Number 3. This one was one of like the older buildings that I went into, and I honestly got bad vibes when I first walked into the actual building. It's a very old building, which is fine, obviously. And then we went into 2 different units. I don't know if I recorded in both of them, but you'll see if they basically were the same. It was just different layouts a little bit. Actually, no. So there was 2 older buildings. They were right next to each other. We saw units in each of the buildings. So I'm gonna like put them together because basically they were the same building. They were just right next to each other, owned by the same people. I didn't have good vibes in like the hallway. When you first walked in, didn't love it. It felt like I was in like a really old, like not the best hotel is what it felt like. I feel bad saying that, but once you get into the unit, it honestly was really nice considering how old the building was. But the walls like were cracked and stuff. You could tell that they updated it and like have painted, but the walls still had like cracks in them and different things. The kitchen was like squished, so it was like a New York City vibe kitchen, like literally so squished. It was brand new, like they updated everything. All the appliances were really nice. It was beautiful. The kitchen was beautiful, like absolutely loved the kitchen. It was just like weird different like corners and rooms. Like the bathroom was tiny, but then the living room was like huge, like more than enough space that you would need. So I was like, why was the kitchen so squished? I don't know, it didn't make sense. But also I feel like that's just how it is in like older buildings. There was a pretty cute view of like the river. I really liked the view. The rooms weren't terrible, but what doesn't make sense is like, granted they were like the least expensive of the ones that I saw, but you didn't get as much as far as amenities, and you were still paying basically the same amount as you were paying the other places, minus like $300, $400. So it's like, you're already paying an arm and leg, you might as well just get the nicer ones. So some of the things that it didn't have, like it didn't have in-unit washer dryer, and that's something I want to have really bad at my next place because I don't have it here. And the fitness studio was like underground. It like shared, the 2 buildings shared a fitness studio, and it was nice. Like it was big and it was fine. It had like everything you needed. It actually had a Peloton in it, which was really nice, but it was like a dungeon, it felt like, and that's where the laundry room was as well. And it didn't sell me on that. Like, I didn't get a good feeling when I was there. The rooms and the units were fine, but like the amenities, it just doesn't make sense. And that place also shares that parking garage that's like $400 a month. So it's like, it doesn't really make sense to do it unless you don't have a car. I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense, I guess. You could like work out here, I guess.
You have a lounge chair right here, like so, and then you just take in the sunlight.
And then there was 2 other apartments that we saw that were right outside. It was those 2 buildings, and then it was like these other like nicer buildings on the other sides. And so we went to both of those. I can't remember what I all filmed. I know I for sure filmed, I think I filmed in both of them, but I'm gonna put them kind of together again because they were kind of similar. They had similar in pricing as well. Also shared that parking garage that was like $400 a month, or you can do like the street parking, up to you, I guess. And or unless you don't need parking, I guess, which would also be nice. They were beautiful. I got way better vibes when I went into the building. Like brand new building. It felt like I was in a hotel, a nice one. There was nice workout facilities. They were smaller, but they were nicer, and they were underground, so that was a plus. And the rooms were really, really nice. They had like floor to ceiling windows, which was beautiful. The light in the rooms were so nice. Hardwood floors were beautiful. The bathrooms were really nice and big. They weren't like my favorite though, like finishes and stuff. So really beautiful, like compared to the one I have now. Like, it's amazing. Everything's brand new, but it's like that older wood color of a kitchen, which is fine. Don't get me wrong, obviously that's fine and it's beautiful too, but I do kind of have like a certain vision that I want, and I don't think really any of these were giving that. They were all amazing and like beautiful places, but I think the first one, again, is like my favorite. So we're gonna look at those last 2 right now.
Your day and
were gonna do one more apartment tour, but we decided not to because we were exhausted, we were hungry, and my car was parked on the street and like my time was about to be up. We were like rushing to go to those last 2 apartments. We were like, do we have time? But I was like, no, we're gonna do it because we're here. We might as well see them. So we just went and got food, and then later that night we went and met my boyfriend's friend that he played hockey with like when they were younger, and his girlfriend. We went out to eat, which was really nice and fun to do. Also, the other one that I saw, I know I would have been obsessed. It would have been like my dream, but it was very expensive. So yeah, overall I feel like I definitely could have seen more. I would have liked to also look maybe in like Seaport, which is also super expensive, but I think if I was to live there, which I don't think I'm going to at this time, but I don't want to say I'm not going to because obviously things could change, you know, like it's life. If I was to be like with my boyfriend in the city, it'd be fine, but having to go to your parking garage with a dog, get your car, leave in the traffic. If I was to leave like every weekend to like watch my boyfriend's games or see him, it just doesn't make sense, you know, to be doing all of that. Like that's such a process and like just a lot of work. So if I was to be like near Boston, I think I would probably look outside of Boston. So maybe like Quincy is right outside of it, Somerville, things like that where you can get more for the price and parking is usually not extra. So I think that's kind of what I would do going forward, but I'm so happy that I got to see some of the places there and like get the vibes. We got to see different areas just like walking around and stuff, which was really fun, and it's beautiful there. There's amazing coffee and restaurants. Like we went to Bar Taco for like a little happy hour in the Seaport area. It was so cute. I've always wanted to go there because I've seen people post about it, and it was amazing. You have to get the chips and salsa. It's like a huge chip. It's so good. And also the spicy margs, so good. And yeah, it was beautiful. The coolest like restaurants, bars, fitness studios like at your fingertips there, which is why I would like to be there, but I just don't know if it makes sense like given my circumstance and if I was to leave a lot more often. That was my situation. Again, if you guys enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe. I do like vlogs and things like that. I plan to be moving, I guess I didn't say this, but I plan to move, I guess, from California beginning of June. I'm on a contract here for work. I'm a traveler, and I'm probably going home for the summer, and then August I'm moving to the East Coast. So I will actually be moving then. I don't want you guys to be like, where's the moving vlogs? But you guys will see them then. I'm sorry, I know that's kind of a long wait, but I thought this would be fun to show you guys anyways, just like the process, my thoughts, and if you guys have questions on certain units or apartments, just DM me on Instagram and I can give you guys the detail. Another thing, if you are looking for Boston area, I highly recommend getting like a realtor because I never really thought about doing that, but they have so many like smaller buildings that are not owned by like a huge property apartment complex, and people like renovate them all the time. So I actually was in contact with a realtor, and she has been sending me different listings all the time. She tries to stay in your budget. I wanted in-unit washer dryer. Like, she does all the things for you. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Very helpful. And yeah, I think that's it. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're liking my videos and you want to see more. Let me know. I can't wait to take you guys on my next journey, and I'm so glad I got to share this little part of apartment tours with you guys. Okay, love you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.